What a day. What a day it is, First Unity. Oh. And isn't it wonderful to have our Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes back in the house? Yes. Carnegie Hall had her for a minute, but we have her all the time. Yes. We are prepared for our future by our past. If you hadn't had challenges in your life, struggles, if you haven't fallen down or fallen short of a goal, we wouldn't be as strong as we are. Our experiences make us ready and prepared for the outstanding opportunities we are co-creating with God. That's true only if we can do something. What did you ask? What? Now that you ask, you let the experience prepare you. How? Well, thanks for asking. By releasing, by leaving it be, and by letting it go. You can't do anything to change what happened yesterday. You can't change what happened a year ago. You can't even change what happened to you this morning. My grandmother wasn't New Thought. I venture to guess she never heard that phrase, those words put together in that way in her entire life. She was a loving, hard-working mountain woman, a Pentecostal preacher's wife and mother of 14 children. She was born in the Appalachian Mountains, a half-breed. That's not a nice name, but it's a name my grandmother lived with every day of her young life. Through grace, she came to drop the shame. She dropped the anger. She dropped the resentment. And she even dropped the hurt. Through the forgiveness of those who had wronged her, belittled her, done terrible things to her, she forgave them. And then she forgave herself for holding on to those negative feelings for as long as she did. Those emotions and feelings, they're stubborn. More stubborn than our thoughts. They'll stick with you. And we humans resist change. We hold on even when it's painful. Even to negative things that we know we ought to let go of. We hold on to them because it seems a little comfortable because we've been used to it. They're familiar. We would rather do that, hold on to the familiar, painful, rather than open our arms to embrace the great unknown that's coming for us. By the time I came along, my grandmother, she showed no inkling of her suffering in her earlier years because she had done the work. She had held it. She acknowledged it. And then she let it go. And she didn't revisit it. She often told us, don't worry about the future and don't fret about the past. You know, my mama taught me to live in the now, in this present moment, long before I ever read Eckhart Tolle as an adult. But I think his words resonated so strongly for me because they were an echo of my grandmother's words. Take care of now because it's what you have, Kimberly. And don't worry about the past. And don't fret about the future. Well, I do declare, I believe that sounds a little New Thought to me. So here today, stop living in what was and boldly step forward into your what is. You can't step into your new day carrying all that negative baggage behind you. It just won't work. You're going to get bogged down in a business failed, a relationship lost, maybe a medical result that wasn't great. But don't get bogged down in that. Know that when you set your intention and you are intentional and focused, you can let go of the negative and better is coming. The universal laws are already conspiring to bring you more than you could even imagine, because it is an infinite source. So focus your energy today. Focus your intention on manifesting your life, a happy, joy-filled life. Step forward into that space. Then don't go back to what you believed before just because it was familiar. What you believed just because, well, that's the way it is. Don't you do it. Let it go. When you burn it, let it go and truly release it. Don't give in to the old habit of talking about it. Just leave it be. It's dead and buried, and don't go digging up those bones. So today, we're going to burn it, we're going to release it, and we're going to let it go. So together, let's sit with that for a bit. So what is it you want to let go? What in your life is holding you back? Is it anger, hurt, disappointment, bitterness, a mistake made along the way? We'll sit with it, and then we're going to write it down. And then on that small piece of paper, you got two pieces, a big one and a small one. So you're going to write it down on that small piece of paper. And then we're going to burn it. And when we burn it, know that the ash is going to return to Mother Earth. And the smoke is going to rise and take that intention to Father Sky. So now, let's just get comfortable. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take another deep breath in and exhale. And bring up in your mind what it is you want to let go of today. Because you see, we have to bring it up. We have to hold it for a moment before we can drop it and let it go. So bring it up, whatever that may be. An addiction, a bad habit. It may be a love lost. It may be loved ones lost. Whatever it is, bring that forward for yourself. And then write it down at the end of the meditation. We're going to write on our pieces of paper. It's coming up. I feel that energy. It's coming up. Bring it on up. And be specific. Be very, very specific. Don't be general. Be very specific of what it is you want and need to let go so that you can step forward into that happy, joyful life. So take a deep breath in and exhale. So that small piece of paper, you're going to write what you brought up that you're going to let go of. Remember, after you burn your list, I want you to make a commitment. Commit to not bring it back. Don't you go digging up those bones and talk about it. Leave them buried. So you're going to take your paper now, the small one, and you're going to write down what it is you determine. I'm better off without. It's not serving me well. Write it, leave it, let it go, release it, and then finally burn it. Don't put it in the envelope. The envelope is for the letter to God that we're going to do after. The ushers are going to come forward in a little bit, and then we're going to go row by row. So right now, I want you to take your affirmation, take your letting go paper, and we're going to say an affirmation. I now let go of complaining and focus on my blessings. I let go of negative self-talk and know I'm God's beloved. I let go of what isn't working and celebrate the law of life working in my life. I see beyond appearances and know God is good all the time. So we have doors on this side and a door on this side, and the ushers will come forward and your row will go, and then after you burn, you'll circle back around into the doors you came in the beginning and come back to your seats. Oh, and yes, we want to thank our chaplains and our Science of Mind practitioners and our ministers who are outside to be with you during this sacred ceremony.
Let me tell you a little story.
Okay.
There was a time in my life, I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Just let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith